Deep inside a silent mountain forest, hidden beyond frozen rivers and endless snow-covered cliffs, there lived a young gray wolf named Kairo. Kairo was unlike the other wolves. He was fast, strong, fearless. When the younger wolves raced through the forest, Kairo always won. When they climbed icy rocks, Kairo reached the top first. When danger appeared, Kairo never stepped back. The entire pack admired him, and slowly, Kairo began admiring himself too much. But hidden beneath all his strength was one dangerous weakness. He hated waiting. If he hunted, he wanted success immediately. If he failed once, he quit instantly. If something took time, he called it useless. Fast animals survive, Kairo would often say proudly. Only weak creatures sit around waiting. The older wolves never argued with him. They simply stayed quiet, because wisdom rarely fights arrogance. It waits for life to teach the lesson itself. Then winter arrived. Not ordinary winter, a brutal winter. Snowstorms swallowed the mountains. Rivers turned to ice. The trees became silent. Food disappeared. Day after day, the wolves became weaker. Even breathing in the cold hurt. The younger wolves panicked. But strangely, the older wolves remained calm. Every morning before sunrise, they quietly walked toward a bamboo valley deep inside the forest. Kairo followed them one morning out of curiosity. The valley was silent. Tall bamboo trees swayed gently in the freezing wind. The older wolves sat near the bamboo and waited. No movement, no sound, nothing. 5 minutes passed. 10 minutes. 30 minutes. Still nothing. Kairo became irritated. What exactly are we doing? No one answered. 1 hour passed. Then another. Still silence. Kairo finally stood up angrily. This is pathetic. He looked at the old wolves with disappointment. You're wasting precious time. Then he sprinted into the forest alone. Kairo hunted all day. He chased birds through the snow, too fast. He chased deer across frozen hills, too strong. He chased squirrels through trees, too small. Every hunt failed. Every failure made him angrier. The snowstorm worsened. His paws hurt. His stomach burned with hunger, but his pride refused to let him stop. By nightfall, exhausted and empty, Kairo returned to the valley. The older wolves were calmly eating. Beside each wolf rested a small white rabbit. Warm food, enough to survive another day. Kairo stared silently. How? He whispered. An old white wolf slowly looked at him. We waited. That answer irritated Kairo even more. There has to be another way. The old wolf nodded gently. There is. Kairo's eyes widened. The old wolf continued. You can keep suffering. That night, Kairo could not sleep. The cold wind howled through the mountains. Snow tapped softly against the rocks. His stomach twisted painfully. For the first time in his life, Kairo began questioning himself. Why were the old wolves calm while he was miserable? Why did patience feed them while speed exhausted him? But pride is dangerous. Even when truth stands directly in front of us, pride whispers, "You're still right." So the next morning, Kairo hunted alone again, and failed again. The next day, failed again. Days passed. The winter became crueler. Kairo grew thinner, weaker, slower. The younger wolves quietly stopped admiring him. Now they watched the older wolves instead. That hurt Kairo more than hunger itself. One evening, Kairo stood near a frozen river staring at his reflection. He barely recognized himself. The proud wolf was disappearing. Snow slowly fell around him. For the first time, Kairo cried quietly. Not loud, not dramatic, just silent tears disappearing into his frozen fur. Because deep inside, he finally understood something painful. His greatest enemy was never winter. It was impatience. The next morning before sunrise, Kairo walked silently toward the bamboo valley again. This time, he said nothing. The older wolves noticed the change immediately. The old white wolf moved slightly, making space beside him. Kairo sat down quietly. The bamboo forest moved softly in the cold wind. 1 minute passed, then 5, then 10. Nothing happened. Kairo's mind immediately became restless. This is pointless. Leave. Hunt somewhere else. Do something. But this time, Kairo stayed. 20 minutes passed, still silence. An hour passed. Snow gathered slowly on Kairo's back. His legs hurt. His stomach growled. His mind screamed louder. Run! Quit! This is stupid! But beside him, the old wolves remained calm, peaceful, still, as if they understood something he did not. Kairo looked at them carefully, and suddenly he realized something important. The old wolves were not merely waiting for rabbits. They had learned how to control themselves. Patience was not weakness, it was mastery. The ability to stay calm while discomfort attacks your mind. Most creatures panic in silence. Wise creatures grow stronger inside it. That realization changed Kairo forever. Hours passed. The valley remained silent. Then suddenly, rustle. Kairo's ears lifted. A tiny white rabbit slowly stepped out from the bamboo. Then another. Then another. The rabbits looked around carefully. The old wolves did not move. Kairo's heart pounded wildly. Every instinct inside him screamed to attack immediately. But he remembered the lesson. Patience, stillness, control. The rabbits slowly moved closer, closer, closer. Then finally, the old white wolf nodded gently, and in one swift movement, Kairo caught his first rabbit of winter. Warmth returned to his body, but something even more important returned to his soul. Peace. That night, Kairo sat alone on a cliff, watching snow fall quietly from the dark sky. For the first time in his life, he understood why the older wolves were always calm. Because life rewards those who remain steady during silent seasons. The mountains were teaching patience the way fire teaches strength. Painfully, slowly, honestly. Kairo looked at the snow falling across the forest and quietly whispered, "I understand now." Years passed. Kairo eventually became leader of the mountain wolves, but he was no longer arrogant, no longer reckless, no longer desperate for immediate results. The younger wolves often asked him, "What is the secret of survival?" They expected answers about power, strength, speed, dominance. But Kairo always gave the same answer. The strongest animal is not the fastest one. He would pause and look toward the bamboo valley. It is the one who stays calm while life is still silent. One young wolf once asked him, "But what if nothing happens?" Kairo smiled gently. "Something is always happening." The young wolf looked confused. Kairo continued, "While you wait, your mind is becoming stronger." Another wolf asked, "How do we know when to keep going?" Kairo looked toward the snowy mountains. If the struggle is building your patience instead of destroying your soul, do not quit yet. And one winter night, while snow quietly covered the bamboo valley again, Kairo sat silently beside the same old white wolf who once changed his life. The old wolf smiled softly. "You finally learned." Kairo nodded. "No." He looked toward the younger wolves waiting patiently in silence. "Now I understand." Patience is not doing nothing. Patience is staying disciplined while discomfort tries to break you. Most people fail not because they are untalented, but because they quit during the silent season. Success often arrives quietly after most people walk away. Fast results impress people temporarily, but patience builds a life that lasts. Silence is not always rejection. Sometimes life is simply preparing you. And sometimes, the hardest part of patience is believing something beautiful is still coming while you cannot yet see it. Have you ever quit something too early? Right before life was about to reward your patience? Or are you currently waiting for something that feels delayed? Write your answer in the comments. Your story may inspire someone silently fighting their own winter. If this motivational and inspirational story touched your heart, subscribe to RAAHVIA for more emotional stories, life lessons, motivation, inspiration, and meaningful journeys that stay with you long after the video ends.